You are now tuned in to BFTV, Buffalo Fanatics. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again, ready to hit you over the head with the Bills Colts recap. Listen, it wasn't a beatdown the way I anticipated it was going to be. I totally forgot that it was going to be snow at Snorchard Park, a blizzard at Snorchard Park. That being said, we'll take the W any in which way we can, and we did. It was one of those games where you're like, man, this is not going to be good for us. This is typically the way we lose games. However, there's a different swag, and this game could have slipped out of our hands so easily on so many occasions. But if it wasn't for big plays coming from Joe Webb, big plays coming from Lesean Mccoy, big plays coming from Nate Peterman, we probably sitting here at 6-7. Real talk. Without further ado, let's get into what transpired during this game. Lesean McCoy, that is a special running back. He is the business. We go nowhere without Lesean. We don't win this game without Lesean. We don't get that spark without Lesean McCoy. If not for him, maybe we don't get in the end zone with Nate Peterman to Kelvin Benjamin. 32 touches, 156 yards, 21-yarder into the end zone to cap off and walk off the field with a W. I don't want to hear anything about he's getting over the hill, he's getting a little older, his contract doesn't translate to what he's giving us on the field. Bump that. Listen, you're productive, the team can depend on you, and you make big plays. What more do you want? Pay the man, is what Dion would say, and we're reaping every freaking benefit from it. We go nowhere without Lesean. Moving on, our leading receiver was Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin had 3 receptions, 38 yards, and a touchdown. But a big touchdown, a big 38 yards. I'm telling you right now, what was supposed to happen in this game happened. Our best receiver is the one that's supposed to get the ball. Your best player should receive the ball. Period. Point blank. That's it going forward. Big play DT Deonte Thompson with 1 reception. Here's a little note. Deonte Thompson was on the field 85% of the time. What that tells me, actually what I know, he's splitting time with Zay Jones. But it's not a bad thing. It solidifies a wideout position that we have in Deonte Thompson, Kelvin Benjamin on the other wide side, and now we just stick Zay Jones in the slot. That's where he will excel the most. We may have our trio right there. As of right now, right this second, those are our 3 best receivers on the team. Next year, who knows what happens. Now, one player that needs to be spoken about that I think made the difference in this whole thing. Something doesn't feel right to me. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Now this feels better. This feels better. Are you down with MPP? Because I am. In all seriousness, he went 5 for 10, 57 yards and a touchdown. Think about this. Let me paint you a picture. On 2 occasions, Tyrod Taylor had a game of 56 yards, a game of 65 yards. My man Nate Peterman threw for 57 yards in snow, a blizzard. Think about that for a second. We have a good quarterback that can make things happen and get the ball to players that need the ball in their hands. And that's what Nate Peterman did for us. He didn't have a crazy game. It wasn't. It was efficient. But please, bring this in a little closer. Nate, get down. What are you thinking? Now we got to worry about if Tyron might come back, and you know he's ready to come back. Oh, I'm ready. I'm healthy, and I can ready to do this. Man, I'm not trying to have that, man. I'm not trying to have that. But anyway, moving on. Defense. We needed that defense. The defense showed up. Our 3 best players on the day was Matt Milano with 10 solo tackles. Preston Brown, 6 tackles. And Micah Hyde right behind him with 6 tackles. You know what I mean? We had Ryan Davis sneak in a nice sack. That was a big sack. However, some times where they fell asleep at the wheel and allowed the Colts to just sit there and just walk into the end zone pretty much with a nice play action pass. I will say that play was well created.
We got lucky.
We got lucky. That pick play within the yard saved us because that was a wrap. Vinatieri making that kick where it veers back in. Dude, it's one of those things where this game was as crazy as it looked and it was as crazy as it sounded. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 7-6. It sounds ridiculous that I'm saying this. 7-6, whoop-de-doo. You know what? 7-6 in December, and we're still relevant. We own that 6th spot right this second. I'll take it. I don't want to talk about playoffs. Playoffs? I'm not trying to talk about playoffs right now because I'm a one game at a time type of guy. However, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can see the avenues. We just need a few things to happen on our end, and we can make things happen. How did we win this game? We limited the big plays. We didn't allow Jacoby Brissett and that offense to hit us downfield with T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton. We didn't allow that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? We bottled that up. He had 2 receptions for 20 yards. We'll take that. Number 2, we were aggressive. I needed us to be aggressive, and that's what we were. We were going for it on 4th down, taking shots downfield. And then we had a moment, what the F? What was that? 4th and 1. We have the ability to, get that 1st down and keep it moving and get this team off the field, and we punt it back to them. I get it. You want to put the game in your defensive defense's hands, but dude, when you have the control of the ball, you take control of your own fate. Don't depend on other elements, and that's exactly what happened. And last but not least, Nate Peterman. We needed big plays to happen, and he did, and he hit the guy that needs to have the ball. One last thing. Joe Webb made the pass of the game. The pass of the game spark that we needed for Lesean McCoy to just put the nail in the coffin. But Joe Webb coming in after that interception that he threw and came back and made things happen. That, ladies and gentlemen, is grit. That is heart. That is toughness, mental toughness. And he got through it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe Webb, man. I was ready to throw you under the bus and really get at you. You made up for it and made a big play happen. So shout out to my man Joe Webb. Big pass to Deonte Thompson, catching that ball, not letting go. Legit. In conclusion, we limited the big plays. We got aggressive play calling, and Nate Peterman did what he was supposed to do. Be efficient, get the ball downfield into your playmaker's hands, and that's it. But my man, slide. Get out of concussion protocol and get back in that game, because I do not need who coming back in and saying, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But that's Buffalo for you. Playoffs. Can I say it? Can we say it? Playoffs. We might be there. We got 3 games to go. We got Miami twice and New England. 9-7. We could potentially realistically go 9-7. Is that enough? 10-6. We'll do it. We got to win out. Win out. So we can finally break the drought. Scream and shout, break the drought, and trust the Nate Peterman process. It's your boy Rico, and I'm gone.